Hi everyone, I just wanted to make this video to explain section 3, which is the practice section of our learning plan. This is actually the asynchronous part. This is where you actually find out a little bit more about yourselves through personality assessments. Finding out about ourselves is going to be really important as we move forward and start to explore career opportunities. Things like strengths, the stuff you're good at, your interests, things that you like to do, and also your values, what's important to you, all play a factor in, your career pathway. So we're going to start by exploring your personality traits and your character traits and your strengths. And that is done through these personality assessments. The first assessment I want to talk to you guys about is the Myers-Briggs assessment. And what you'll notice is that you will answer a series of questions. There's quite a few of them. So as you scroll down, you'll see that there's maybe around 60 questions. And you want to answer each question to the best of your ability. You want to the uncertain is okay, but it won't give you a definitive response, as well as a yes or a no would. So as you read the question, for example, this first one, you are almost never late for your appointments. A large yes would mean that you are almost never late, that you're always on time. A little yes with lowercase letters, that means that maybe you're late a little bit. Uncertain, obviously, is that you're not sure. A small no is no, you're sometimes late, and a big no would be like you're always late. So you want to really identify where you fall on that range. Once you have completed those questions, it is going to give you a 4-letter code, and you're going to see those right over here. You're going to see that there's 16, and these are different personality types. So once you answer those questions, it is going to populate and give you one of these codes, and that is what you're going to put down on your graphic organizer. Here is an example of one of the codes. So this is an ESTJ. It means that you're extroverted, that you're sensing, that you're thinking, and you're judging. Those are the 4 main categories. So what I'd like you to do once you get that is I want you to read through this. There's some really interesting information here. And this is what I would like you to summarize on the graphic organizer. So read through it and then summarize it onto the graphic organizer. The next step is going to be to go over to career choices, and if you click on that, you're going to be able to identify different careers that really align to this personality type. So I want you to make a list of those, and then finally on the graphic organizer, select 1 or 2 of them that you are most interested in, if you are, and explain why. If you're not interested in any of them, that's okay. We'll find something. But I also want you to document that and explain why you're not interested. The next personality test is actually the color test, and it will take you to this website. I want you to click on the green box here, the personality test, and that will bring you to this right here. It's going to look a little funny. But all you do is basically answer, do what it asks you to do, right? Pick the colors beginning with those that you prefer, okay? So you click on them and then they disappear, okay? Then it will bring you to a second screen after you've completed that, and it will say pick the colors that you don't like. And you start with those. And then it's going to give you a personality assessment based on that. There is a spot in the graphic organizer for you to respond to a couple questions. So I'd like you to use the information that you gathered from this test and complete the graphic organizer at that time. The final personality test that we're going to dive into is a self-esteem question, a self-esteem assessment. I believe that there are 10 questions here. So you just start the quiz just like that. And there's 6 questions. So you want to answer the questions in the best way you can. You just answer the questions and click continue, and then it'll bring you to a descriptor at the end. Again, there is a spot on the graphic organizer for you to complete with the results from this self-esteem test. We're now back on the learning plan, and you're going to notice that the links to those assessments are located right here on the learning plan in section 3. You have the Myers-Briggs personality test, you have the test color assessment, and you have the self-esteem quiz. The next thing, what is also provided here for you is the worksheet, and we're going to go through that just real quick so you have a visual representation of what it is. So here is the graphic organizer. This is what you're going to complete as you work on those personality tests. You're going to see for the Myers-Briggs, we have that comes first, and this is where you enter your 4-digit code. So if it's ESFJ, that is what you put in each letter goes into a separate box. So E goes in the first box, S goes in the second box, F goes in the third box, and J goes in the last box. Then it's going to give you a percentage, and that's what goes in these boxes here. So make sure that you add the percentages in. And then what you do is you respond to the questions that are here. We've already explained those earlier. The next one is the test color. So you want to respond to these questions as it relates to your results from the test color assessment. And then finally, this is the self-esteem quiz. This is just respond to each question and place a description of what the question revealed below. So this is they are going to give you a response at the end of the quiz, and you want to say basically what you're putting on this is a summary of what that question says about you based on your response. The final part of the assignment that I would like you to do is basically identify which personality trait you are. You'll notice on the learning plan that there is a little link to a Jamboard, and here it is. So you select your class block. If you're C block, you work on this one. If you're D block, you work on this slide. If you're E block, you work on this slide. And if you're G block, you work on this slide. And what I'd like you to do is I would like you to take a sticky note, put your name on it, and I'll put Mrs. Strode. And you want to put that sticky note in the box that it applies to. So whatever your 4-digit code was, if it was ESFJ, then I'd like you to put it right in that box. Okay, and I know that some are going to overlap, and that's okay. We're just going to take a look at who has which personality traits and how many, and we're just going to do a little data collection using the Jamboard. So I hope this video helps, and if you have any questions, please send me an email or come see me during AOT, and I'm happy to support you. Thank you, guys.